All right, welcome back to round number 2 here at Modern Mondays. We're inside of Guardian Games at Portland, Oregon. We're Portland Paper. I'm Travis Cooper, hanging out with Ian Lunger, and we are staring into a mirror right now. A
Like
mirror.
in my mirror.
We are watching Green Black Rock versus Green Black Rock, and yes, we our film school phase is over.
We tried being experimental.
Yeah, the feedback was heard loud and clear, and we did some some high stress technical. I would call it like grip maneuvers. Is that what you'd say, Ian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were like the NASCAR pit crew of Magic the Gathering streams.
Yeah, pretty successfully too.
Don't say that.
Okay,
If you say that, it's going to go down immediately.
okay, we've got a mirror match with mirrored sleeves.
Oh,
And
no.
we're both wearing black hoodies.
But no Ragavans. Chris's might be considered a navy or tone of black. Might be able to get away. Goodness. Oh, you know what? I feel like I see a Ragavan, Chris.
Is there? We'll find out. No, I don't think that. Yeah.
No, that's just a Thoughtsy. Just the beautiful full art Thoughtsy. The
Look-
jig is up.
Look at these decks here. Look at these decks. I really like those old bordered foiled Voidwalkers. Those are pretty cool. So we have a Thoughtseize aimed at Andrew. We've got Overgrown Tomb. Can't take that. Two Dothy Voidwalkers. We have a Tarmogoyf. We have a Fatal Push. This is going to be a grind. Voidwalker is going to be could be pretty decent in this matchup.
Wait a minute. Does Chris have 8 cards in hand?
No, I think Chris has 7 cards in hand. Counted. I looked at Chris's hand.
That looks like 6 cards in hand.
Okay,
a
I'm gonna go
Thoughtseize
check.
and an Urborg. And Chris is on the play. Oh, no. We're good. We're good because he was on the draw. He was on the draw, Travis. We're good.
And you played a land and a Thoughtseize, and you were on the draw. Yes. Okay, great.
We're good. Oh, no. Oh, no. I sent Travis out there and he was on the draw. Of course, he has 8 cards.
Well, that was embarrassing.
We got chat baited. But I thought I was checking and then I baited us too. So I'll take full responsibility.
Yeah, I know. We'll see that we had high stress moments of like setting up stuff. We rushed into the booth. We were like trying to get like
We're out of our element,
we're trying to
okay?
get our video inputs, and then they're starting, and yeah, we got chat baited real hard there. So if anyone wants to apologize for chat baiting us, feel free to subscribe and send us a, or you could even cheer us and buy us a beer.
He's already subscribed.
Oh,
So
okay.
Thanks for subscribing.
Yeah.
You've used your chat bait of the month.
Yeah, that's your sub point for the month. Is you get one chat bait to send Travis running out trying to correct players.
And then it will be your turn because you have push and saga, right?
Okay, what did I miss? I missed a lot of stuff when I was out there.
Both players played Urza Saga. Andrew looking at Urza Saga that is getting the benefit of Chris's Urborg.
That's pretty sweet.
So you have a sorcery engrave. I'm still
Kind of the best Urborg in play is your opponent's Urborg. That's how I feel.
It is interesting. I've played a lot of Magic, and when an opponent plays Urborg and against someone that doesn't play black, I still notice people like cracking fetches. When you're at like 7 or 8 lands in play, when you kind of don't have to, you can just use it for your generic mana, which depends on the context. But a lot of folks forget that even if you don't play black, you can still tap your fetch lands for black.
Chat noting that push star
the one that went 5-0.
is important. So if the push, I actually didn't. the push was used to kill the Void Walker.
It looked
I
like
believe
super fun list.
correct. Push should be
Had the pieces for it.
in the yard.
It's the other way around. If it was the lightning bolt, because damage checks whenever damage on a creature is going to check when you change priority. So the lightning bolt would end up in the yard. Or wait, no, that's not wrong.
No.
Oh boy, I'm talking
Yeah.
myself. I'm talking
Yeah.
myself into a circle. Yeah, that's the other way around. Yeah. So
I'm gonna go out there.
whew, we're starting this game right.
They're different piles. 'Cause you have to own it.
Me instead of Travis this time to really mess things up. Should the push be in the yard instead of exile?
All right, Ian doing the shame.
Sorry, it
The
is
shame run out, fix the board state.
exile.
It is really interesting, I think, when you watch coverage, and I sort of noticed this watching the Hunter Burden. When you have folks watching a game, there's a lot of stuff that players don't intentionally, aren't intentionally cheating or misleading people, but there's so many rules and interactions going on with Magic, and some of which are pretty complex, that folks make mistakes like that and don't realize it. And I think it happens so often, especially when you don't have people watching your games. You can definitely notice that when we have folks on coverage, especially 100 people in chat watching. You really catch some stuff, and sometimes there's some strays sent out there where you think you catch something, but it's actually incorrect. But it is the hive mind really works for catching misplays and missed triggers, missed board states, etc.
Yeah, well, some players wouldn't be as good listening to chat while playing. Most of us, big benefit.
Cards in hand. I won one, and you know what it is.
All right, you know what card I haven't seen in a long time?
Bob. Bob.
It is.
All right.
But that is actually Bob, and I like seeing Bob
Real
as
Bob.
Yeah,
True
real
Bob.
Bob. Yeah.
And Chris has a plenty healthy life total.
I mean, this is going to be a game of attrition here. It's all about who is able to generate more card advantage and end up with a resolve threat. And the sagas just make that real complicated.
Well, there's something to be said. I mean, some beautiful play by Chris with the Golgari Rot Farm card. Absolutely. Being able to get the saga back to hand. And so Chris will have a full 2 constructs available. If we can survive what Andrew's got going on over Shadow Speed plus constructs. Plus
Sorcery, creature, instant in your grave? Yes. Okay.
the Void Walker interplay was keys construct battle.
Alrighty, and
Andrew's got a bit of the board position advantage, and this Bob's flips are potentially going to decide the game, given that Chris does not have answers at the moment, while Chris may be able to kind of drum something up here. Gonna have to find answers to let the card advantage of Bob actually.
Right, Elvish Reclaimer's first flip, so it doesn't hurt too bad.
But no lands in the graveyard. Reclaimer, tiny guy.
Yes, there's a decent amount of threats on Andrew's side here with that construct and Goyf, where if Chris sort of goes all in to make a chump blocker with a construct of their own, a removal spell would be pretty backbreaking.
made green and black. Black floating.
Nurturing Peatland, very nice. Chris doing some calculations here. We've got 1 black floating, deciding if it's worth it to activate the Saga main phase. I'm assuming the reasoning being that Chris was thinking maybe track the bauble to draw into a removal spell, but opts to just pass the turn. So
Like that was a Liliana the Veil revealed there.
yeah, won't have the added black. available.
I'm just gonna do 2. Equip the spear. Move to combat. Swing at you for 7.
I'm gonna make a token. I don't have to take any damage because of Urborg.
Yep.
Chris presenting a blocker. Andrew's not really forced to act beyond just swinging in with this Shadow Spear Tarmogoyf, as Chris is just going to be forced to throw toughness in front of it to avoid dying for Bob.
Or 6.
Yeah, trample plus Tarmogoyf is pretty potent there.
You're at 24.
Yep.
Sure.
And pass.
All right. Bob, reveal a land. Usually that's what you want, but right now I feel like a removal or interaction would have been...
Fatal Push. Fatal Push was the draw,
Okay.
which is big here. Being able to get the Goyf off the board and get a Shadow Spear of his own. I can't imagine we're seeing anything else from Chris besides the Shadow Spear. Nice part about this matchup is you're not worried about your opponent throwing a bolt. So you can go pretty low.
Equip onto this construct.
All right, equipping a construct, and we're just sending with the 3/3 cons. Let's see, 4/4 construct here.
Sorry. Oh, yes. Of course. Boss.
Shoot down to 20, meet a 9.
Chris gonna grab some life back.
And it'll be your turn.
Now kind of putting Andrew to the test. Again, like we were talking about earlier with Chris's Saga, is kind of that flip-flop of if Chris can withstand what Andrew's got, then Chris is going to end up with more things on the board. Andrew's just hoping to draw that third land to be able to drop a Liliana.
Like Thoughtseize, in response, Chris is going to Fatal Push Tarmogoyf. Thoughtseize is going to reveal a Blooming Marsh in Chris's hand. So just shock yourself.
And Chris knows he's in the driver's seat at this point. You can see the quick untap.
Looks like we have a Boseiju who shelters all as a pickup. So I think Chris just has a handful of lands, but at least one of those lands is sort of a spell with a channel ability.
And a Nurturing Peatland in play.
7. Yep.
I'll take 7.
So at any point, Chris can grab something off the top.
Does Chris have a mana sink in the deck? Is there a reason to not crack the Peatland now? Maybe playing around Thoughtseize effect because you don't have anything that Thoughtseize can hit at the moment?
Potentially. I mean, it does seem that Chris is absolutely aware of it, given that it is separated from the other land. So, I don't really know why Chris wouldn't just pour on the pressure here.
There you go. Instead, I'm gonna sack this.
Second Boseiju. If I'm Chris, though, I am not throwing a Boseiju at anything if I don't have to, given that Andrew's stuck on 2 lands. That's kind of been Chris's advantage here, has been that Andrew's sitting with cards in hand like Liliana, but deploy them.
We're going to start making some more constructs the next turn. All right, yeah, well, I guess that shows you for those folks that maybe are newer to Modern in the past, like, I don't know, has it been about 3 years since Bob's been relevant? This kind of shows you the power, like, in a mirror match. It's very, very kind of old school Jund feel of a game where the person that has a Bob that sticks around for a couple turns just kind of runs away with card advantage.
Oh, boy. That's a rough grip of cards for Andrew to have at this stage in the game.
Let's just have it. It'll
Thoughtseize is in a mirror match like this where players are top decking, and especially in a situation where Chris's spells are in the form of lands are so bad in this stage.
Yeah, that's a scoop 'em up. And now I get to go to sideboard here. So traditionally, in like Jund or Rock mirrors, you're gonna side out a fair amount of your hand disruption cards and add in more threats if you have them, because basically, your threats are gonna be answered. You're gonna answer your opponent's threats, and you're gonna end up more likely than not in some kind of top deck war. So you want all the cards you draw to be relevant at any point in the game. You might leave in, if you're afraid of a specific card, you might leave in some amount of thought seizes. Like there's Veil of Summer, so maybe you want to have a hand disruption before someone casts Veil. But you know, most of the time, a fair amount of those cards are going to be boarded out.
About sideboarding decisions after this.
And I did see Chris with some Veils,
He's been running.
and
My first time playing in paper.
Boarding out the Thoughtseize. Unsurprisingly, definitely see the discard spells coming out. Some number of Inquisitions. Looks like it might even be all of them.
yeah.
I think both players are probably just getting rid of discard. Really not great. Did I just see Bob's come out?
Yeah, I definitely would like Bob seem like unlikely to live, but a top deck Bob at the end of the game is one of the ways you can really run away with things.
EE's coming in. Debating some number of Witherbloom commands that are coming out. Chris's side. It is interesting. Witherbloom command, a rather grindy card. Little surprised to see those coming out, but I guess maybe Chris feels like the things we're bringing in are really good. We've got a couple of Torok Dread Canters as well that are coming in.
I feel like Witherbloom is primarily in there for
Uncontested Bob.
dealing with Ragavans or other decks that have a lot of X1 threats. And while there is Bob in the mirror, there's not a lot of X1 threats that you're going to have to deal with.
I don't even know whether gets you lands back, and it deals with non-creature permanents, I believe.
It deals with X1s. Yeah.
Okay, so that must be its third, because it can deal with non-creature permanent CMC tour. Take a look at.
You on the play?
Yes. Alright, good luck. Okay.
Mike is cutting out.
Is it the broadcaster's mics or is it the table mic that's cutting out for you all? Okay. Yeah, we were quiet there for a minute and sort of we were trying to whisper things to each other about some setup stuff. But okay, it looks like
Travis- like Treetop Village to start. Yeah, so Witherbloom command can deal with X1s, can also deal with permanent. Don't seem good. The mode that I was kind of thinking about that might be strong here is just getting land back.
Pass back to you.
all right, looks like Andrew did keep in the thought seizes there, and we're getting a push on the Tarmogoyf. Thought seize resolves. We got a Bob. We have a tireless tracker. We have a. Do you know what those two full art cards are, Ian? The Turok, and didn't quite catch the other one.
Saga
Yeah, it looks like both Seiju.
It's gonna be combat, hit you for one again.
Andrew getting busy. Flamer.
16. Leon.
Okay, my guess.
And Chris gonna drop.
Faster turn.
I played a little bit of Liliana in Grixis years and years ago, but I've played against that card a lot, and it does like warm the cockles of my heart seeing Liliana being played in Modern again. Just yeah, Liliana, play it, minus it, like that just something comforting, like sitting in a like an old armchair that you've sat in for years and years and years at your grandparents' house. Just love it.
So now it gets a little interesting on Chris's side. Okay. All right. Chris has decided we are ticking up Liliana. I was uncertain whether I thought that was necessarily the right move here, but Chris is picking up Liliana. I think that's the interesting part about Liliana Parker, right? That third choice of, do I even tick it up at all?
Tyler's tracker.
Okay.
Seiju trigger.
All right, Tyler's Tracker seems like a great card in this matchup. You generate more artifacts to make your construct tokens larger, plus you have card advantage, and the perfect, like, this is I feel like we took a little time capsule back to Modern in like 2017 or 2018.
This does leave Chris open to Andrew construct into kill Liliana. There is the backup Lily in hand on Chris's side, and I imagine the race to being hellbent probably favors Chris a little bit in this scenario, given that there's both a Bob in hand and potentially the tick ups of Liliana available. If both players get down to kind of that like low resource gun state of affairs.
Draw.
Andrew will be able to keep the heat coming though with another Saga in hand.
This is going to put to the test chat's observation of whoever plays the most sagas is going to win the game. And it looks like we're just making constructs over here. Curious what, if we're just going for the Shadow Sphere play, it looks like Andrew says yes.
Trying to remember which options the deck has.
You're going to have Nihil Spell Bombs or Soul Guide Lanterns, I'd imagine. Definitely Shadow Spears, probably some amount of Mishra's Baubles, I would assume, for the card draw too. Maybe not.
I'll fail push Tyler's tracker because there's a Saga left.
All right, we're pushing the tracker.
Then
And coming in to get rid of this Lily.
And all of a sudden, Chris has nothing on board.
Oh, but we've got a Clue, we've got a Veil, and another Liliana. And we've got a Bob. I think that Bob's been sitting in the hand since the beginning of the game.
Kind of liking chat's prediction about sagas here.
let's go 3, 2 black for Liliana.
All right. Oh, we're going to probably see this Veil of Summer. Wait. Well, no. That's... I don't know. We might use the Veil just to draw a card.
Draw card.
Yeah. Not the best use of Veil in the matchup.
Play the Flamer.
I mean, it stops Liliana's down tick.
Move to combat.
Oh, right. Okay, we were down ticking. There we go. Yeah, I take it back. That's a pretty good use of Veil in this matchup. I thought I heard Andrew up ticking, but no, you're correct.
Take 2 for 11.
Ooh. Assassin's Trophy.
Ooh, Trophy's feeling very medium at the moment.
I think we picked up a Goyf too. So trophy and Goyf for the draws for the turn.
Really needs to find a way to clear these constructs.
Right.
Draw.
I assume Andrew's going to make another construct.
Let's get a count on Tarmogoyf here. You got instant, creature, planeswalker. That's what I've got.
Okay, I got an enchantment. And
Doing some Goyf math here.
Land and sorcery. So 6. May I borrow your? Do you have a? I think
Yeah,
I have
of
yours,
course.
right? You want to just stick it right over here, even just 6, 7, so that everybody knows. Okay.
That's 6/7 Tarmogoyf.
We'll make another construct.
And we're making another construct.
Actually, don't have another token.
I got one for you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem.
I
Made so many constructs that we are borrowing constructs from Chris's stock of constructs.
Yeah, that's one thing we don't have for the stream yet is a token box. But that's part of when you are when you're signing up to be on the feature match area, you're sort of assumed to be on your token A game.
Oh yeah. You know, it's another beautiful way that Magic has to express yourself.
And you don't have to like say the word proxy to have your non-official Wizards tokens. Like that's acceptable to play non-black bordered Wizards of the Coast cards as tokens.
You have 2 lands, 3 lands. So this is turned on.
Well, the constructs aren't really big enough to rumble in with the Goyf just yet. I'm curious what the math. Can't quite tell what the different types are that are in each player's graveyard. Can't see Andrew's yard super well at this point, but I wonder if there'd be some interesting math with popping a bobble for shrinking a Goyf.
So start with a fatal push on this one.
Chris saving the trophy. Again, another instance where somebody's willing to be a little bit mana inefficient
sorry, I have response.
in the interest of keeping up.
Okay, so currently
Yeah,
Excuse
I
me.
don't think there's a way that we can make the Goyf too small. I think the only type you remove is planeswalker, which should still give it enough.
I think we're still talking about some Goyf
But it's up
math
to you
here.
when you get to
If popping the bobble is going to change any of this, but I don't think it will. And so that's sort of a...
so take 3
Andrew just basically lost most of one Urza Saga for one card from Chris. Which is not a good trade, really.
0.
And there's a Saga for Chris. Yeah, first Saga for Chris for the game.
And another push off the top, it looks like. It's another instance. Bob is just slowly getting Chris back into this, but no Shadow Spear on board. Again, like, is Bob going to be fast enough here?
I think so at this point.
I mean, really nice that Bob can take care of Liliana here and leave Tarmogoyf back to block. I mean, that's kind of a bonus.
I mean, Andrew has to draw something relevant here because we're out of sagas right now.
Another situation where Andrew's board position looked so dominant for a moment there, and Chris has just slowly been clawing back into it. So Witherbloom Command can take care of Bob here and potentially grab a Saga back from the yard.
First off, I'll just exile your graveyard. Pay a
Now it makes sense. You get to drop some cards. You don't want to just sack it for no value, right?
right?
Andrew wants to see what the draw is before deciding how best to utilize this.
Also, haven't seen the Elvish Reclaimer activated at any point from Andrew. Feels like that's a
Enchantment,
Like-
land, instant.
pretty strong card with some sagas in the yard.
Yeah.
Or with some sagas still left in the deck, that is.
Do like this. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 types. So it's actually
Like we're just double checking Goyf math here.
Yeah, Urza Saga, a card that makes Goyf math
Goes.
interesting. Like one card with two types.
This 7.
I mean, two types that usually aren't paired together.
Thank you very much. So it's 7 each.
Well, if you're going to command, you want to do it before Chris's turn.
I'm at 15.
You 15 mutates.
Still tough.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that card.
Do
I
2.
want to say that other card in Andrew's hand is a Boseiju.
I'm gonna blow up your Dark Confidant with a -3/-1.
Be very surprised if this was not take down on Bob, get back a Saga.
Sure. So I go to 6, you go to 17.
Interesting. So it's take down on Bob, drain.
And
Huh. I must say I'm very surprised by that.
Yeah. All right.
We're playing the Boseiju.
And
I guess Andrew's going to be able to get a Saga here in any case with the Reclaimer and turn on the Reclaimer.
This goes down for up to 2.
Let's see. So Chris can. Well, it looks like we have Liliana in hand. Chris is able to make a construct, play the Assassin's Trophy. We can play Liliana, make a construct.
Minus.
The group, oh, and not using the Reclaimer.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And remembering. Good. And I assume get another Saga here.
Grabbing the Saga.
yeah.
The ETB's tapped. Not going to matter.
I'm gonna attack for 7.
Chris is getting in with that Goyf.
Big Goyf there. How do you pronounce it? Creature type? Do you say Lurgoyf? What's your pronunciation?
Oh man, I don't even think I've ever said that. I think I just always say Goyf.
I mean, there's more than one. All right. And we got Thoughtseize left over in Andrew's hand.
I'm surprised they're still in the deck here.
I mean, this basically shows you like why you were side out a lot of those hand disruption spells, because you are playing against cards like Veil of Summer, and then just generally you want to be top decking like relevant good threats or an answer to an opposing threat, where Thoughtseize doesn't do anything like that late in the game.
Trigger on the stack.
Yeah, Chris rips another Liliana off the top.
Make a token.
That pretty much seals the deal here.
I don't even know if I do anything with the current Liliana if I'm Chris. Because Chris also has a Witherbloom command in hand. I don't know if I want to just give that up at the. Although I guess we don't have the mana this turn. Witherbloom command, I believe it could snipe that Shadow Spear
Plus make a full.
I mean, we're real
and then
close.
get a Saga back.
I feel like we're real close to lethal right now.
Huh.
I think we might even.
Yeah, Chris just trying to get this over with. I think that's very reasonable.
I think that was exactly lethal. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So what did you sideboard?
All right, well, I'm going to jump out and see if our backup match is ready to go, and we'll be back in a moment.
Why tootle around when you can present lethal? Who knows? All right, we're going to be back in a second.
Cards right next to each other. I think that was the only thing I changed.
that's like the argument I always make. Right? It's like,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna get to that position where we're top decking,
Yeah.
because neither of us are gonna like kill each other super quickly, probably. So it's gonna be like this weird like who can draw something better, and like you drawing a Thoughtseize and me drawing a bomb is like one of us drew much better than the other one.